Greetings. If you're watching this video, then the chances are that you're a 33-6 life path number in terms of numerology, like I am. And I wanted to do this video today to inspire you as a 33-6 to what's possible when you dedicate yourself as a 33-6 to transformation. I have had the gumption, the courage to change and transform who I am. And so I'm inspired to share my story with you and simultaneously to be able to help you along your journey as a 33-6 so that you can also experience change and transformation, particularly to do with living a life of purpose, maybe being a change worker in the world, maybe being able to discover and express your life's work, your true path into the world. And I had a video which I did on YouTube about 33-6 some years ago. And considering that I don't use YouTube that often, I don't upload that often, I had nearly 10,000 views on that video. And I'll put that in the description so you can watch it, where I shared candidly about what I understood about the 33-6, having been 33-6 myself. So without further ado, let me help you through my story and let me guide you and support you. So I accidentally, my sister ordered a book on numerology by Dan Millman. I think it's called Your Life Purpose or something. She ordered that about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, accidentally. As we know, there's no accidents. And that had such an impact on me when I worked out my numerology chart. And I understood myself for the first time, maybe more than 12 years ago, 13, 14 years ago now, I understood myself. It was like, know thyself. And as we know, change is a possibility when we know thyself. If we don't have the awareness, that we can't create change. And I managed to start the ignition of self-awareness, of knowing thyself. And that started creating change. Obviously through my own efforts, but it was the awareness that first began it. And before I get into the depths of the story, what I want to share is I'm called, my heart is called to do a frequent free workshop for 33-6s to help you to overcome your challenges, to go from your wounds to go into your gift so that you can live your purpose. And it's a free workshop from my heart to yours. I'll add the link into the description box or somewhere. So please have a look. I'll even add my email address or a sign-up box where, as the workshop becomes available, I'll email you so you got access to it. So, my story, your story, our story as 33-6s. Growing up, and even now, I am a very sensitive being. I feel very deeply of the world or in the world. And if you look at the 33-6, if you've read about it, sensitivity and how deeply we feel is often an Achilles heel for many of us. It was and can still be sometimes an Achilles heel for me, if I'm not keeping it in check almost. Yet that sensitivity as a 33-6 has an upside. It allows me, it works as a rung in the ladder, in my ladder, to being able to be of service to humanity. Because I sense deeply, I feel deeply, I'm able to channel that into my vocation. So as growing up for the last 15 years, I've been obsessed with purpose. Why am I here? What is the reason for me existing? And instinctively or intuitively, 33/6s generally have, or I've definitely had this, an urge to want to help people, make a difference. We're caregivers, helpers, healers, coaches. Generally, we want to make the world a better place. And that's definitely been my constitution. Like, my desire to want to make a difference it overrides everything else. And although there's sensitivity there, when I've integrated that sensitivity, I have immense willpower. Over the last 15 years, I've transmuted large parts of that sensitivity, and that has led to me being able to realize part of my vision. And part of my vision is to be able to help people to raise their consciousness, particularly to help humanity, help people to live their true nature and purpose in the world. And so you'll often find that 33/6s like us are visionaries. If we'll allow it, we imagine we are visionaries. We can bring something into the world that is going to uplift, right? Make a difference. And I've definitely been a huge visionary all my life. Sometimes those visions have come to fruition, sometimes they haven't. Yet I've had the fortitude to be able to persevere. And that comes down to that ability to persevere and to have the vitality and the life force to create my vision has been because I have no longer denied how I feel. So one of the things that I teach my clients, I've run a couple of successful coaching and training businesses. One had a team of 20 at one point, a few years back. And what's allowed me to bring my vision to fruition when it has worked out for me is because I've no longer denied how I felt. So about 15 years ago, approximately, I was meditating and I had an insight in my meditation. A process called emotional acceptance came about. It just landed in my consciousness. And in that moment, I knew that I would be able to transform my life with this process. So I taught this emotional intelligence process for many years to many clients across the world. That takes me to what me being able to no longer deny how I felt without becoming a victim or without creating a story. This process allowed me to heal my expression. So as a 33/6, you probably find that you can't always express yourself coherently. Maybe you find yourself almost angry with yourself because you can't get the words out. I had that literally. I used to have a stammer. Can't tell now, right? I speak fluently. Yet, truth be told, I had a fairly bad stammer, or as they call it, a stutter. And I couldn't even say, I couldn't speak a lot. I used to stop, I get stuck on my words. Yet by integrating how I felt about myself and the trauma that occurred, that allowed me to be able to speak fluently. It took time. It took 10 years of introspection and the inner work to get to a point where I could express myself coherently without stammering fluently. And it's funny how people say to me now, you're an orator, you are a speaker, and that's what we want. We want to hear you speak. If only you knew what I've been through to get to this point. But the point is, if you find yourself getting stuck in not being able to express yourself in the world, then there's a way, because I've done it, as you can tell. And I've utilized it in my work, right? If I wasn't able to speak fluently, it would severely hinder what I could do in the world, right? Yet all of this stems back to the wounding of sensitivity, shall we call it, the wounding of not being able to express yourself. They often stem, if you've done the inner work and you introspect and you become aware and you transform, you'll see the root often lies in a lack of self-acceptance. relative to where I was, I am fairly deeply self-accepting. Yet that doesn't mean that sometimes I still suffer from needing approval, needing to be loved and accepted. But I have to be aware of that. But I'm constantly transmuting and transforming that part of myself. But maybe you find yourself not accepting who you are. And if you do find yourself not accepting who you are, then you're going to have to find a way. And in my humble opinion, I've been there and done it. I can help you. So hence why this free workshop comes along, where let me show you the way as a 33-6, having been there and done it. And the journey continues. I'm not a finished article by any means. We never are, right? But ultimately, as a 33-6, we are very powerful. We are spiritually gifted. We are spiritually very gifted. I heard someone say this the other day about spirituality, but in the context of, I'm applying it to 33-6. We are spiritually, it was another word, but I'll use the word fortunate. And if we do not accept ourselves for who we are, the reason that you're not 7 foot is because you're not meant to be a basketball player, right? I'm not 7 foot, I'm 6 foot. But I'm not going to be a basketball player. That's not my constitution. But you have a makeup, you have a constitution, a way of being that is natural to you. It's your true nature, as I call it with all my clients. You have a true nature. And if you don't accept yourself for who you are, it means that you will end up trying to fit yourself into the world. But as a 33-6, you're a leader. You're actually a leader. But to step into your sovereign ability to lead, you have to be able to accept yourself for who you are. Even your wounds are a gift. So there is a way to accept yourself. There are ways. There's not only one way, but I've definitely found a way to be able to accept who I am. Yeah, I have to stay on the ball because, demons can always arise. Yet I find myself at a place where I'm deeply, even in my toughest of times, recently my father passed. And that allowed me to accept the reality of the situation. And what I've often found with 33-6s, and I've even coached a few 33-6s, I found that we often deny reality because it's so painful, and that harps back to our sensitivity. Yet if we're denying reality, we also deny possibility. And there's a way for you to be able to accept what is. Because when you can accept what is, you accept yourself in that equation, right? And that allows for you to come into your true nature and for you to express yourself in the world. And that takes me to more of expression. You probably, deep down, have a very powerful expression. People probably listen to you on some level. Maybe your ego makes you feel otherwise, but actually, you are vibrating in a way. Your expression is a soul signature. It's a unique signature in how you heal the world through your voice. And for you to deny that expression just because your ego makes you believe something that you're ineffective or you're deficient is for you to deny the people that you're here to serve or the world that you're here to contribute to. So the place where I'm drawn to is its ultimate acceptance. Acceptance of yourself. As a 33-6, the core piece, the core puzzle piece is acceptance. Radically learning to accept who you are in relation to the world. That allows for you to accept reality for what it is. And it also allows for you to be able to... It's getting to peace with the good, the bad, the ugly. And that you're a work in progress, and that masterpiece, in order to get to a masterpiece, there are many iterations that occur to get to that place of becoming a masterpiece. And all of those pieces before are contributing to your tour de force, right? And you have within you a muse, a tour de force. You're spiritually connected. Will you allow that to blossom? And it all comes down to you accepting who you are deeply. And there's a way that you can do that. So I hope this has served you. I hope my own story, my own sharing has given you hope, inspiration, that change is possible, that don't give up. That if I can do it, then you can do it. And some days are tough for me too, irrespective. That's just life. Yet I've come a long way. And together, as 33/6s, we can do it. It's a little bit easier. So I'd like to invite you to a workshop, a free workshop, from my heart to yours. I'll add the link. I haven't put the page together. When you're watching this, it will all be together. But when I'm filming this, it's not there yet. But go to the description and there'll be a link to my website. I'll add a page to a workshop. And I'll run it every so often. But also maybe I'll add my email address or a sign-up box where you can enter your email address. So when that workshop next becomes available, I can email it to you and say it's available so you can come on. It's free of charge. You're not obliged to work further with me if you don't want to. If you do, if your soul calls you, then fantastic. But you'll know, right? But this is genuinely because I know what it feels like to suffer as a 33/6. I know the pain. Yet I also know the possibility that is afoot for 33/6s, and it's massive because we have the ability to put our ego aside and to get to that space of possibility where our vision can come to fruition. And I want to help you to be able to discover and express and live your purpose, your true nature into the world. You've got a true nature. Stop pretending to be like others, and I can help you. So I look forward to seeing you on a workshop. Maybe drop me an email. Tell me what's going on. There'll be a contact me box on the website. Drop me a message, please. Let me know what's going on. What's your challenges? And if there's enough demand, then I'll create some content to help 33/6s. But I have to tell you that my forte for the last 10 years is helping you to do your life's work, to discover your life's work and express it in the world. Now, my website might say that I currently work with men only. That recently has been the truth of my soul. Yet that doesn't mean I've coached a lot of women in my life. That doesn't mean that I'm not willing to help you. So contact me, sign up for the workshop free of charge from my heart to yours. And comment below, like this, share this, please. Let's help fellow 33/6s. And just humanity overall. Let's be in our hearts, because ultimately this is who we are. This is who we are. We're not what this says. We are heart. Lots of love to you and blessings. I look forward to serving you. And over and out, as they often say.